This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
Our conversations turn to Anambra State, where security has come back into the focus. The police recently arrested a suspect linked to a number of violent crimes in the state. However, in the last week, conversations around crime and criminality have formed part of the debate in the state. Joining us this morning is Radio Now's Southeast correspondent, Chibike Peters. Mr. Peters, good morning. Thank you for joining us on the conversation.
I'm so excited to join you this morning. Good morning.
That's our pleasure to have you. Can you give us a sense of what's going on security-wise? What are the conversations about from residents? What are they saying?
I think the residents are actually very scared because in Oko community, which of course is in Urumba North local government area of Anambra State, Oko Polytechnic is actually the famous institution that reside in that community. So they are fighting because the last check, we are not just talking about what transpired on the 19th of June. We are also looking at what happened 2 weeks before that event, because it was confirmed that the Anambra State Police Command also arrested a suspect in connection with the murder of an operator of a beer parlor, which is also located in Oko, right there in the community. And it is a very disheartening situation for the people of Oko, just in the space of a month to attack suspected to be in connection with cultism. So we know what happens in tertiary institutions in Nigeria, which Oko Polytechnic is not exempted from.
Ms. Peters, can you speak to us about cultism in Anambra, in the tertiary institutions there? And part of this question really is because there have been some reports in the papers that have identified that Anambra does struggle with cultism across the state and not just limited to tertiary institutions. So could you either corroborate that for us or just give us a sense of this particular menace within the state?
I think it's going to be unfair if we actually pinpoint the fact that this is just an Anambra thing. Of course, we know it's a societal problem in Nigeria, but for Anambra State, it is actually something that has trended a little bit in the past couple of years. Cultism is not just, like we were listening to the spokesperson for the Anambra State, Police Command, talking about the man, Tochukwu Ikenga. He talked about the fact that most of the crimes being committed in the state are not necessarily associated to what people call, the known gunmen. It is probably issues of cultism, rivalry, between cultism and all that. And this actual person we are talking about that was arrested is a 25-year-old man. How young he is, very young. And of course, he's known as Bust-Up. And he was identified as having a position that was significant to his fellow court members. He was known as the Lord of, his confraternity, which it is a big problem. So that attack was carried out because, of course, they needed to do some initiations and he needs to be enthroned into his position. So cultism in Anambra State, especially in Oko, is something that I don't think will stop anytime soon, but it has become a menace. Now, what is the police doing about it? According to them, they are actually putting up strategic security measures like patrolling of the vehicle and of the vehicle and in the vehicle to make sure that this is not happening. They're also looking at community response, engaging with town unions. Now, less than a week after that incident happened in Oko, we had the rector actually having a discussion with the commissioner of police, talking about Ikoyi Rutigu and the director, Shama Irene and Muse. Of course, they had a discussion on how to collaborate to make sure that this does not repeat itself again.
So by the rector, you mean the rector of the Polytechnic in question?
Yes, but
right.
Many people have also said that the attack, the killings happened inside the Polytechnic, which they've come out to release a press statement saying that it didn't happen inside the school, that it was outside the school. So, but it is an Oko community, it's a large one. We were we've seen how it is, and it's quite unfortunate that situations like this are happening in Anambra State, just close to the elections coming up.
But if I may ask, is it students that are involved, the people who have lost their lives, those who've been arrested or are being suspected by the police? Are they students that are attached to this polytechnic?
Police confirmation does not state if the 25-year-old arrested suspect was a student. Neither did it say those that were affected. Now, initial confirmation by the Anambra State Police said 2 people were killed and about 4 were injured and rushed to the hospital. But when news people, when we spoke, when the residents were speaking, they talked about the fact that about 5 to 7 people died, and 2 of them were confirmed to be students, which of course we didn't get clear verification from the Nigerian Police of Anambra State.
Mr. Peters, thank you very much for your time on this conversation.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.